Mrs. Monica Ejok. Thank you very much. Please, personal assistants, let me know who is here with you. Let me know about your boss so that I can recognize properly the presence of your boss.
Thank you.
Yes.
Dr. Stella Offord, she's the director of the degree.
Yeah, she's my friend.
Okay.
Where is the table for this? No, wait a minute. That's kind of your turn. You won't answer me. I don't know who asked. And it has to be here now. So when they bring the next, they'll put it here. Ladies and gentlemen, as great as the event is, it is my pleasure to announce that the Agric faculty has concluded their procession. The Faculty of Arts has done that. The Faculty of Basic Medical Sciences has done that. The Faculty of Computing has concluded the procession. The Faculty of Vocational Education, Library and Information Science has done that. The Faculty of Physical Sciences has completed their own procession. The Faculty of Education, Faculty of Social Sciences, Faculty of Management Sciences, Faculty of Environmental Studies, all these faculties have concluded their procession. And of course, the School of Continuing Education and Professional Studies. my pleasure to announce that some dignitaries are arriving for this occasion. The former Vice Chancellor, of course, the immediate past Vice Chancellor of this university, a senior advocate of Nigeria, Professor Effiong Essien and wife, Dr. Rosaline Essien, they are here already. You're welcome, sir. Let me recognize and welcome Dr. Stella Oford, Director of Degree Programs, College of Education, Afaranse. Director, you're welcome. Personal assistants and aides to officials, please let me know if your boss is here. I will not stop appreciating the effort of the music department. The music they are giving is quite soothing, adding to our comfort as we are seated.
Research will tell you that our Senate and congregation are meeting outside. When Vice Chancellor is around, we should signal, give her an organ signal so that they will proceed.
They will go there.
That's what I just no, they are there outside waiting.
Because when the visit comes, they will go to that lifestyle.
Okay. It's okay, sir.
Yeah, well done, well done.
Madam, you are doing well, sir.
the Team Friday. Your attention, please. Please. The hall will not accommodate parents and guardians and friends of the graduating students. That is why arrangement has been made outside for everyone to be seated. What is going on inside will be showing outside. The hall is for a limited number. So please, parents, don't bother to seek to come in. Friends of the graduating students, please, don't seek to come in. I cancel me. It's my pleasure to announce that Professor Okanadi Akpabio of the Department of Chemistry has arrived for this great event. And very close to him is Professor Imo Emeyi. Professor Imo Emeyi presented the 100th inaugural lecture of this university. Professor Okana Akpabio presented the first valedictory lecture of this university. Professors, you are welcome. good, music department. I feel like jumping. Very good. That one means one should squat. That rhythm means you squat. Mrs. Gloria Akpan, Faculty of Pharmacy, you're welcome. Mrs. Caroline Ete, you're welcome. Thank you for your work. The Director Sebicom, Robson Onyeme, well done. Professor Anietia Moses has arrived at the venue. Professor Moses is the Dean, Faculty of Allied Medical or Health Sciences. He is the Dean. Okay, I can spot the DIPL crew, Mr. Emmanuel Ekbo and Abigail Esena. You're welcome. In our midst, we have His Lordship, the Bishop of the Great Vineyard Ministries International, Bishop Dr. Basi J. Udo. Your Lordship, you're welcome. His Lordship came with his dear wife, Lady Apostle Love Basi. You're welcome, ma'am. All the way from Abuja, we have our guests here present to grace this occasion. It's my pleasure to announce the presence of Dr. Kayode Akinade. Dr. Akinade, you're welcome. From the far end there, Mr. Joseph Akinleye. Akinleye, you're welcome. And Ambassador Olaipo Olorufemi. Olorufemi, you're welcome. You have to pardon my pronunciation of the Yoruba names. It's my pleasure to announce the presence of the Provost of the Apostolic Church Theological Seminary, Amomara, Imo State, Dr. Ike Ihiakaji. Dr. Ike, you're welcome. I saw you during the signing of the MOU. The Rector, Maritime Academy of Nigeria, Commodore Tuja Efenwa, is here represented by Dr. Lawal Kim. Dr. Kim, thank you for the good representation. It's my pleasure to recognize the presence of the Honorable Minister, Federal Ministry of Innovation, Science and Technology, Abuja. The Honorable Minister here is ably represented by the Director, Chemical Technology, Dr. Mage Basi. Dr. Basi, you're welcome. Dr. Basi is the immediate past board member of the National Universities Commission, Abuja. You're welcome, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, I tell you, it's going to be a very great and magnificent occasion. It's going to be an occasion you will not forget in a hurry. Going by the caliber of personalities arriving the venue of the occasion, preparatory for the commencement of the occasion, I tell you, you will not forget this occasion in a hurry, especially those who are graduating and are going to be formally launched into the alumni community of this university. It is like your birthday. You will not forget ever in your life. So welcome to the alumni community of the University of Uyo after this occasion. To announce that the rector of the Dakada Skills Acquisition Center, Akwa Ibom State, is in the house. The rector is the immediate past deputy vice chancellor administration of this university and had been the deputy vice chancellor academic still of this university. Professor Enoide Musaro, you're welcome.
respected dignitaries at this occasion, the 29th, 30th Combined Convocation of us, University of Uyo, a prestigious university, one of the fastest growing and most preferred second generation federal universities in Nigeria. And of course, the best known for quality teaching, research, as well as community service. We heartily welcome you to this auspicious ceremony, a ceremony that is reputed and revered as one of the academic rituals meant to celebrate and adore as well as confer on intellectuals and scholars, as well as celebrate distinguished graduating students who are distinguished in their area of academic journey. And so we welcome you once again. Henceforth, we see you as ambassadors of this prestigious university. Dignitaries are still trailing in, as well as names. If you are here on special representation, please do let protocol team to know about it. If you're here with your boss, please also do same, as our job here is meant to give you that reservation as well as recognition. We have here especially in our midst a special assistant to the Honorable Minister, Innovatory Sciences and Technology, all the way from Abuja, Honorable Abdurasak Danjuma. You're welcome, sir. We also have Personal Executive Secretary, National APC Chairman, all the way from Abuja, Honorable Dr. Alamene Williams. You're welcome, sir. We recognize you. Let me most respectfully acknowledge the board member, National Mathematical Center, Shada, Abuja, Honorable Oyin Kashola Okenoye. Please, you're welcome. We acknowledge you. We also have here the VC, University of Africa, Toru Ora, Bayelsa State, Professor Solomon Ebobra. You're welcome. We acknowledge you. He came here actually with his amiable registrar, the registrar of University of Africa and Toru Ora, Bayelsa State, Dr. Akbobi Adesi. You're welcome. You're heartily welcome to this wonderful and well-packaged ceremony that is meant to celebrate scholars and future scholars as well. We shall keep you updated. We shall give you updates and keep you updated with developments as well as things that pertain to this ceremony. Once again, you're heartily welcome to this occasion. In a very short while from now, we are going to commence this ceremony. And so we please request that you heed to all the instructions that will be given to you by the protocol unit of this university. Meanwhile, procession was ongoing while we await the chancellor as well as the management team of this university. We plead with you to please be at your best decorum, at your best service, at your best form, and at your best attitude, so we can have a very successful and peaceful ambience to celebrate you.
Where's the provost? Where's the provost?
The husband has gone for procession.
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, everything in progress. Guests are arriving. The faculty officers are well seated with members, the graduating students from their faculties. The Faculty of Physical Sciences, led by Kwedeme Kwere, is well seated. Faculty of Education by Mrs. Ime Obotong, well seated. The School of Continuing Education and Professional Studies, well seated by the Secretary of that school, Mr. Emanson Ekbo. Mr. Ekbenyon Okon has led the Faculty of Engineering, comfortably seated. Mrs. Mary Obot, Faculty of Basic Medical Sciences, comfortably seated. Esther Omar, Faculty of Clinical Sciences, well seated. Gloria Akpan, Faculty of Pharmacy, well seated. Nwoye Rachel, Faculty of Computing, well seated. Monica Etuk, Faculty of Communication and Media Studies, well seated. Helen Omoren, Faculty of Biological Sciences, well seated. Ibia, Faculty of Agriculture, well seated. Florence Ansah, Faculty of Arts, well seated. Christopher Effiong, Faculty of Law, well seated. Olagunju Olumide, Faculty of Vocational Education, well seated. Aneffiong Ekbo, Faculty of Environmental Studies, well seated. While Mr. Shitu is well seated with the affiliate institutions affiliated to the University of Uyo. Gentlemen, the University of Uyo started as the University of Cross River State in 1983. Prior to 1983, the College of Education existed and started awarding degrees in affiliation with the University of Port Harcourt. And by 1983, the University of Cross River State commenced. It's my pleasure to inform us that the University of Cross River State became the University of Uyo in 1991. So far, the institution has had 8 substantive vice chancellors and 10 governing councils. 106 inaugural lectures. Professors too numerous to mention. Of greater interest is the fact that the management personnel of this university 95% is occupied by the graduates of this university. And not only here, wherever in the world of work, professionalism, or anything, that there is an excellent performance. If you watch out, that person has something to do with the University of Uyo or University of Cross River State, as it were.
Representative of the minister
For education. Procession. I'm not the music of procession. Leading all the way, Director Training, Mrs. Faith Emmanuel, leading the procession of the 29th and 30th Convocation ceremony of the University of Uyo. Mrs. Imabong Udom is the officer leading that procession. Of the representatives of the Students' Union. Following that procession of the Students' Union led by Deputy Director of Student Affairs, Mrs. Imabong Udom, we have the University Students on Honors Roll following. That is led by Mrs. Itoro Anedi Abasi Udofia. Students on University Honors Roll, whose final GPA in the course of their studies places them on a position of first class honors 4.50 and above. Mr. James Agachi follows, leading the profession of the congregation of the university. members in procession are being directed on how to sit. And there I can cite the Secretary of Postgraduate School, Mrs. Panodom. You're welcome to this event. Seated closely to her is the Director of Audit, Mr. James Udo. And here comes the Senate procession led by the Director of Academic Affairs, Mrs. Cecilia Ojibo. Mrs. Ojibo is leading the Senate procession. Members of Senate of the University are guided to where their seats. Procession, we have eminent professors, the different fields, different departments, different faculties of the university. Professor Nisha Shet is in that procession. Professor Peter Eso is there. Professor Godwin Nana Udom is in that procession. Very many professors, and the University of Uyo, I tell you, can boast of more than 400 professors. Professor Edwinam Chemistry Department is in that procession. Professor Godwin Akpan, Department of Economics, is a member of Senate and in that procession. With the arrival of the Senate high power in the scene, I request the Assembly to please rise. Professor Fidelis Onwedioket is in the procession. Professor Basi Antia, Professor Herbert Mwafo, the toxicologist, is in that procession. Professor Idang, Philosophy. Professor Ebebe Upang, Sociology. Professor Emmanuel Akpabio, Geography. Eminent professors, you're recognized. And here comes Council Procession. Led by Mr. Asokwar, very high administrator in that council affairs. Council members of this university are led to sit. Please, with the the assembly should remain standing. Please, the assembly should remain standing. And here comes the management procession led by Mr. Edith Afia and Inyabong Odejimi. as the Provost of the College of Education of Agency. The Deans of faculties are seated, have already taken their place. The University Librarian, Dr. Mary Bassey, Mrs. Mercy Akban, representing the Bossa, the Registrar and Secretary to this convocation, Mrs. Loza Mokore, the Deputy Vice Chancellors, Professor Enekan Ofiong, the representatives of the Minister, the Mass Bearer, the Vice Chancellor of the University of Uyo, and the Pro-Chancellor, Professor Zubairu Abdullah. Very much, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. With that procession of the convocation ending, we quickly go to the observance of the opening formalities of this great occasion, beginning with the national anthem, which we will render stanza 1 only, and then the University of Uyo anthem will follow. Please remain standing. University of Uyo anthem, please. Mr. Bashal Ibrahim to come and offer the opening prayer.
Let us pray. Sallu ala Nabi al-Kareem. Allahumma salli ala Sayyidina Muhammad wa ala ali Sayyidina Muhammad. Kama sallaita ala Sayyidina Ibrahim wa ala ali Sayyidina Ibrahim. Wa barik ala Sayyidina Muhammad wa ala ali Sayyidina Muhammad. Kama barakta ala Sayyidina Ibrahim wa ala ali Sayyidina Ibrahim. Fil alamina innaka hamidun majid. Rabbana la tu'akhizna in nasina aw akhta'na. ربنا ولا تحمل علينا إسرا كما حملته على الذين من قبلنا ربنا ولا تحملنا ما لا طاقة لنا به واعف عنا واغفر لنا وارحمنا أنت مولانا فانصرنا على القوم الكافرين سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين آمين.
Please sit. Your Excellency, the President, Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria and visitor to the University of Uyo, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, JCA, FR, the Chancellor, University of Uyo, and Emir of Hadejia, His Royal Highness Alhaji Abubakar Maje CON, the chancellors of other universities here present, Your Excellency, the Governor of Akwa Ibom State, Your Excellencies, governors of other states here present or represented, the Honorable Minister of Education, Federal Republic of Nigeria, ably represented by Mr. Bashal Ibrahim, the Inspector General, the Honorable Minister of Education, Federal Republic of Nigeria, ably represented here, His Excellency, the Senate President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Senator Dr. Godswill Oboro-Kpabio, the Inspector General of Police of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, the Deputy Governor of Akwa Ibom State, members of the National Assembly here present, the Speaker and members of the Akwa Ibom State House of Assembly, His Lordship, the Chief Judge of Akwa Ibom State, Your Excellencies, former governors of Akwa Ibom State and other states here present, members of the State Executive Council and service chiefs here present, members of the Diplomatic Corps, the Acting Executive Secretary of the National Universities Commission, the Pro-Chancellor, Professor Zubairu Abdullah, Chairman of our Governing Council, members of the University of Uyo Governing Council, the Vice Chancellor, University of Uyo, former Pro-Chancellors and Governing Council members of this university, distinguished Convocation lecturer, the visiting Vice Chancellors and former Vice Chancellors of this great institution, the Secretary General, Committee of Vice Chancellors of Nigerian Universities, the Deputy Vice Chancellors, and other principal officers of the University of Uyo, and former principal officers of this institution, distinguished members of Senate, University of Uyo, members of Congregation, University of Uyo, royal fathers, my lords, spiritual and temporal, representatives of corporate organizations here present, our dear graduating students, parents and guardians here present, members of the host community here present, members of the alumni community of this university, the president and members of the University of Uyo Student Union, members of the press, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, by the mercies of the Almighty God, we are here this day to celebrate the 29th and 30th Combined Convocation Ceremony for the award for the conferment of degrees, first degrees to our graduates, diplomas and certificates, as well as prizes to those who have distinguished themselves in the performance while they were students here. On this purpose, we are all gathered. And I say that all has been set for the commencement of the event in its grand style. The chairman of this occasion, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, permit me at this point in time to invite the registrar and secretary to convocation, Mrs. Blossom Okorie, to step forward, take over, assume, and direct the proceedings of the UNIO 29th and 30th Combined Convocation Ceremony. The registrar.
Good morning, distinguished audience. The University of Uyo empowers the University of Uyo to grant degree and other distinctions, as well as to award prizes and other titles. It also provides that the Chancellor shall preside at all meetings of convocation held for the purpose of conferring degrees. May I, therefore, respectfully invite the Chancellor, His Royal Highness Alhaji Dr. Abubakar Adamu Majes, CON, DPSD, to constitute this assembly as a convocation of University of Uyo for the purpose of conferring degrees and awarding diplomas, certificates, and prizes. The Chancellor, sir.
The visitor, Your Excellencies, Your Highnesses, Honorable Ministers and Commissioners, Members of Council and Senate, Chiefs, distinguished guests and ladies and gentlemen, by the authority vested in me by the University of Uyo Law, I hereby declare this assembly as the 29th and 30th Combined Convocation of University of Uyo for the purpose of conferring degrees and awarding diplomas and certificates and prizes.
Honorable Visitor, Your Excellencies, Honorable Ministers and Commissioner, my Lords and Emperor, Your Highnesses, members of the Governing Council, and Senate, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I have the honor most respectfully to invite the Chancellor, who is ably represented this morning by the Vice Chancellor of this great university, His Royal Highness Alhaji Dr. Abubakar Damu Maju, CON, DPSD, to address the convocation.
I'm standing in for the Chancellor of this great university. And so it's my pleasure to read its address as sent to us. The distinguished visitor of University of Uyo, Your Excellencies, the Honorable Minister of Education, the Pro-Chancellor and Chairman Governing Council of University of Uyo, the Vice Chancellor, University of Uyo, members of the Governing Council, members of the Senate of University of Uyo, alumni of University of Uyo, my very dear graduates, members of the fourth estate of the realm, my Lord spiritual and temporal, ladies and gentlemen, I am pleased to be in Uyo, the capital city of Akwa Ibom State, for another convocation ceremony of the University of Uyo. The 23rd convocation was a triple edition, which has been reduced to a double edition in 2024 as an indication of the resolve of the University of Uyo to clear the backlog of unconvoked graduates. This is already a significant feat by the management of University of Uyo. Obviously, there is a resolve in the university to build and showcase human capacity efforts of an ideal tertiary institution. The training, graduation, and sponsorship of university graduates is a no mean feat in view of the prevailing economic realities of the country. Apart from the individual determination to succeed and the necessary convivial environment for studies, sponsorship remains a significant factor of academic excellence. This explains the reason for joy by the graduates, parents, and sponsors for bracing the odds to achieve the greatness celebrated today. Let me at this juncture commend the visitor of the University of Uyo and President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, for the recent constitution of governing councils of federal universities. I am pleased that the University of Uyo was not left out of the composition of eminent Nigerians to run Nigerian universities. It is for this reason that I welcome Professor Saibaru Tajo Abdallah, the Pro-Chancellor and Chairman Governing Council of University of Uyo, and wish him and his internal and external council members success in their effort at contributing to the smooth running of the University of Uyo. I have no reservation about the abilities to transform the fortunes of the University of Uyo. We must all join hands to support the effort of the visitor and President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria to chart a new course for the country, despite the teething challenges which are commonplace in a developing economy. The big names of the global economies of today must have passed through this stage, which we are currently passing through, but surmounted by challenges with resilience and uncommon patriotism for their nation. In fact, we may exceed the current uncertainties of our national economy earlier than expected, as we sincerely commit ourselves to contributing our quota from our various corners to nation building. As every convocation presents the University for Intellectual Learning and Community Development appraisal, I commend the Vice Chancellor, Professor Nyaoron Dayo, for his ability to steer the ship of the university to the successes recorded at several fronts. May this tempo be sustained, new grounds broken, and greater heights attained to launch the University of Uyo to the Senate of Academic Excellence. To the graduating students, I congratulate you once again on getting the fulfillment for yourself and parents who waited with hope to see a glorious day of this nature. Let me admonish you all to release in the rules and regulations which enable you to reach the apogee of excellence in character and in learning. Twin attributes of excellence in character and learning do not stop on graduation days, but a lifelong canon which must define your conduct in the world of work and other endeavors of life. It is much more critical to maintain excellence in character and learning to be qualified for the limited opportunities of the labor markets. Also, these twin concepts of character and learning are requisite for greater chances at job creation, confidence building, and human development. Finally, as the Chancellor of the University of Uyo, I heartily welcome everyone to the 29th and 30th Combined Convocation of the University of Uyo, and sincerely pray for the journey mercies as we recess to our various destinations at the end of the convocation ceremony. Thank you, and God bless you.
Let's appreciate our Chancellor once again. The Honorable Visitor, Mr. Chancellor, sir, Your Excellencies, Honorable Minister and Commissioners, my Lord Spiritual and Temporal, Your Highnesses, members of the Council and Senate, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I have the honor to call upon the Pro-Chancellor and Chairman of the Governing Council, Professor Subaru Taju Abdallah, to address the convocation. The Pro-Chancellor, sir.
Your Excellency, the Visitor and the Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, the Honorable Minister of Education, ably represented by Alhaji Ibrahim Bashir, and the Chairman of the Council, Emir of Hadejia, and of Jigawa State Council of Chiefs, Alhaji Adamu Abubakar Maji, CON. In addition, the Vice Chancellor, Professor Ndayo, members of the Governing Council, principal officers, members of Student University Senate, invited guests, parents and guardians, our vibrant graduates and students of the university, ladies and gentlemen, let me first of all bring to you greetings from my own family and the entire members of the Governing Council of the University of Uyo. Secondly, I am immensely grateful to our esteemed visitor and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. GCFR, for entrusting me with the leadership of the Governing Council of this great university. Witnessing this convocation ceremony as chairman of the Governing Council is a distinct honor. The current convocation, which combines the 29th and 30th batches of the graduates, will leave an indelible mark in my memory, being the first convocation since our inauguration as a council. It is with a great sense of pride, therefore, that I warmly welcome everyone to this special occasion. My special welcome goes to our most revered visitor, His Excellency, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, President and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, to the University of Uyo. I equally salute other guests whose presence has added credence to this occasion. We join all parents, guardians, and esteemed guests to share with you, our ambassadors, in your joy as you celebrate your well-deserved graduation from our great citadel of learning. Your hard work, dedication, and commitment have paid off handsomely. Our university's mission remains focused on producing skilled professionals equipped to excel in various industries and academia. We take pride in notable alumni such as Professor Yaudo Ndayo, the first alumnus to serve as Vice Chancellor and the current Governor of Akwa Ibom, and the current Governor of Akwa Ibom State, Pastor Moino, who continues his academic journey still with us. In terms of infrastructural development, I am proud to say that we have made some modest strides to improve our campus. Most recently, relocating the Faculty of Law to an impressive edifice. However, we could have done better if adequate funds were available to the university. In this respect, we implore the visitor to, in his magnanimity, ensure that more funds are made available to the University of Uyo in order to support the development of essential facilities that will serve our growing students and faculty members. Likewise, most of our science laboratories require much needed upgrades. This will enhance the institution's global competitiveness. We want to specifically appreciate the role of TETFund in the development of Nigeria's tertiary institutions. Your commitment to staff training and development, research, and infrastructural development have propelled Nigerian universities closer to global standards. However, we appeal for special intervention from TETFund to enable us complete the abandoned projects in the university. We commend His Excellency President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, for introducing the student loan scheme policy. This policy will surely give hope to our talented but less privileged students and enable them achieve their aspirations and dreams. Your Excellency, we are also concerned about the problem of land encroachment and land grabbing on the permanent site of our university, which is harboring some neighborhood communities. This has affected the university's long-term infrastructural development plans. Consequently, we wish to appeal for the immediate construction of a perimeter fence around the university in order to ensure security and safeguard university's properties. The present council of the University of Uyo is focused on staff development and welfare, particularly the promotions of qualified and deserving staff, both academic and non-academic. Likewise, staff training and development remain a cornerstone of our mission. In this respect, in addition to our existing postgraduate programs, some interested academics are currently engaged in postdoctoral programs abroad, including a TETFund supported initiative in Brazil. However, as a member of the academic community myself, I am acutely aware of the pressing challenges in higher education in Nigeria, such as the shortage of facilities in our faculties, outdated equipment, and the issue of brain drain. With adequate resources, political commitment, and policy support, our university can play a transformational role in national development. Universities like ours contribute not only by advancing research outputs that address local challenges and informed policy, but also by preparing graduates to make meaningful contribution to both local and global societies. Let me also commend His Excellency for his great foresight in approving the operational guidelines for universities' transition from the IPPIS to a more appropriate alternative best suited for the needs and operations of Nigerian university system, in line with global best practice. This action will allow for greater operational flexibility and efficiency. The University of Uyo has established itself as a reputable institution, actively involved in impactful research collaborations, such as our current partnership with the University of Natural Resources and Life Sciences in Austria to study mycotoxin effects in high-risk Nigerian regions. Thanks to Dr. N. Apan and Dr. I. Udo for enhancing our university's image and reputation through this work. In closing, on behalf of the Governing Council of the University, I extend my deep gratitude to parents and all stakeholders for their invaluable contributions to the university. To our graduates and honorary awardees, we ask that you remain proud ambassadors of our institution and seize any opportunity to give back to the society. Your Excellencies, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, thank you for honoring us with your esteemed presence. May the good Lord grant you safe journey mercies back to your homes and families. Thank you.
Chairman of Council, Honorable Visitor, Mr. Chancellor, Sir, Your Excellencies, my Lord Spiritual and Temporal, Your Highnesses, Honorable Ministers and Commissioners, members of Governing Council and Senate, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, may I call upon our dear Vice Chancellor, Professor Nyaudo Ukpabio Ndayo, to address the convocation.
Let me say, excuse me, a very good morning and a pleasant word in that matter to you in the name of Jesus Christ. What I have here as my address, I will try to abridge where there's need so that we can manage our time very well. I think that's right. Your Excellency, the President, Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of Nigeria, and Visitor to the University of Uyo, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, the Chancellor of our great university and Emir of Adeja, Your Royal Highness Haji Abubakar Maje, CON, the Pro-Chancellor and Chairman of Governing Council, University of Uyo, Professor Sabairu Tajo Abdallah, members of the 10th Governing Council of Accra University, Chancellors of other universities here present, Your Excellency, the Governor of Akwa Ibom State, Pastor Dr. Umar Basi Eno, Your Excellencies, the Governors of other states here present, the Honorable Minister of Education of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, here represented by one of us, Mr. Bashi, the Inspector General of Police, Federal Republic of Nigeria, the Deputy Governor of Akwa Ibom State, Senator Dr. Akun Yaranyi, members of the National Assembly here present, the Speaker and members of Akwa Ibom State House of Assembly, Your Lordship, the Chief Judge of Akwa Ibom State and other judges here present, former governors of Akwa Ibom State and former governors of other states here present, the Assistant Inspector General of Police in charge of Zone 6 Command, the Commissioner of Police, Akwa Ibom State, the Director, Department of Security Services, Akwa Ibom State Command, the Commandant, Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps, Akwa Ibom State, the Commander, 2nd Brigade, Nigerian Army, and Commander, Operation Delta, Sector 4. The Commander, 6th Motorized Brigade, Ibawa, Akwa Ibom State, members of the Diplomatic Corps here present, the Acting Executive Secretary of National Universities Commission, Pro-Chancellors and members of governing councils of other universities here present, former Pro-Chancellors and former governing council members here present, Vice-Chancellors and former Vice-Chancellor of University of Uyo and other universities here present, Secretary General, Committee of Vice-Chancellors of Nigerian Universities, distinguished Convocation Lecturer, Deputy Vice-Chancellors and other principal officers of University of Uyo, members of Senate and members of Congregation, University of Uyo, distinguished honorary graduates here present, Royal Fathers here present, my lords, spiritual and temporal, representative of corporate organizations here present, my dear graduates, parents and guardians here present, members of our dear host community who are here with us, great Toscas. I thought you would answer. Great Tosca. I know that you are here now. Members of the press, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, let me welcome you on behalf of the Senate, other members of staff, and the students of our great university, the University of Uyo. It is my honor and privilege to welcome you all, very specially and most warmly, to this combined convocation ceremony of our university. We thank God, we thank the good Lord Almighty for faithfully granting all of us each free journeys to Uyo and the serene and alluring capital of Akwa Ibom State, a state which, through the vicissitude of change and continuity, has developed progressively into a model spectacle in the Committee of States within the Federal Republic of Nigeria. As you know, convocation is a continual academic tradition among universities during which degrees and certificates are awarded to graduating students and those that have met certain conditions of the Senate of each university to be conferred with honorary degrees. The ceremony typically brings together a robust constellation of radiant graduates who have met the requirements of the university in character and learning, as well as their parents, guardians, and other family members, friends, and well-wishers to share in the joy of the success of graduating students. It is therefore also a moment of thanksgiving to God for the providential gifts of life, good health, and sound mind throughout the academic journey of these graduates against the several odds and social challenges. I know you will agree with me. That early morning lectures, I know you still remember them, not so? If you don't submit your assignment tomorrow, you have yourself to blame. I'm sure you still remember them, am I right? So God saw you through, and we're happy about it. It is within the ambit of this gratitude to God that I also most heartily welcome to the university the Honorable Minister of Education, Dr. Morufu Olatunji Alausa, the Executive Secretary of National Universities Commission, NUC, and the Acting Executive Secretary of the Tertiary Education Trust Fund, TETFund, whose schedule of duty routinely bring them close to the university activities and affairs of the university. I welcome you and thank you profoundly. Like I said, I'm moving towards other relevant points for the purpose of what we are here for. I also have a royal welcome and appreciation to our Chancellor, His Royal Highness Haji Dr. Abubakar Adamu Maji, CON, the Emir of Adeja, and Chairman, Jikawa's Traditional Rulers Council, and all members of his entourage to this land of promise. This extends to fellow Vice Chancellors and principal officers of other universities alongside heads of our collaborating institutions of learning and cooperative bodies from within and outside Nigeria. In the indigenous lingo, I say, Emedio. I want to look at what God has done under our administration. Since I assumed office and duty as the 8th substantive Vice Chancellor in the university in 2020, it was last year that I had a provincial opportunity to organize the 26th, 27th, and 28th combined convocation ceremonies in November of that year, owing to constellation of constraints such as the COVID-19 pandemic and the strike by staff unions in the public universities, in unions of Nigerian public universities. Therefore, this 29th and 30th Omnibus Convocation ceremony is thus my second convocation since I came on board. The destabilizing events and state affairs, both in Nigeria and around the world, which have happened covertly with my tenure of office, are not strange to anyone. First, there were the destructive pandemic and the strike, as I mentioned before, which I had just mentioned. And since last year, the nation's economy has been undergoing changes whose impact on the provision of social services, including education, has not been superlatively friendly. On account of this development, while the University of Uyo, under my watch, has continued to enjoy stability and peace on campus, the fallout from the overarching economic environment has not encouraged our reaching our goals and expectations in all aspects of the development of the university. Despite these challenges, which are, of course, not unique to our institution, I am pleased to state that the University of Uyo has made quite some impressive progress in nearly all aspects of the life of the institution. I want to highlight one or two. First is on infrastructure development. Infrastructure makes a congenial learning environment in universities, facilitating better instruction, which improves the overall outcome and well-being of staff and the student. The University of Uyo, under my watch, acknowledges the relationship between standard infrastructure and the quality of students, and thus intentionally facilitated a plethora of construction works as highlighted below. You can see it on page 3, pages 22 to 24. That's the next 3 pages. Now, I want to look at major innovation in the university within the last 1 year. In addition to the profile of physical infrastructure project highlighted, the University of Uyo, to the glory of God, has witnessed major new innovation in many ways. As presented first, is that we now have University of Uyo printing press. We now have it. I'm just highlighting. We also have a bookshop, which by all assessment is a one-stop bookshop that will meet the needs of students and the staff. On staff matters, I must confess, ladies and gentlemen, that the economic downturn in our country has made it difficult for managers of public educational institutions to provide optimum motivation for their staff. The University of Uyo has not been an exception to this situation. However, the management of the university under my leadership assessed the entire situation and resolved to provide maximum motivation for the staff of our university in whichever ways possible and within the orbit of our control, while being hopeful that the general situation in the country would improve over time. Such motivations have been in the areas of promotion of staff and introduction of certain forms of statutory recognitions that had appeared to be the preserve of only the older universities, at least before now. On the issue of promotion in the University of Uyo follow 3 different procedures. The members of the non-teaching staff are promoted periodically once they have completed the statutory cessation period in one position and have also been assessed and found to be worthy and have been able to meet all other requirements. Promotion of academic staff up to senior lecturer position is based on completion of the mandatory cessation period in one's rank, in addition to the staff having certain number of scholarly publications. In addition to fulfilling these conditions, promotions at the professional level further go through a peer review route and entails spending money in the assessment process. Promotion at this level is therefore the most conspicuous and celebrated, and it is often used to gauge the commitment of management to the promotion of the staff, particularly the teaching staff. It's therefore my pleasure, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, to mention to you or even announce to you the following statistics of professional promotion since I assumed office as the Vice Chancellor. During this period under our watch, we have been able to promote 128 professors. We have also been able to promote 182 associate professors. This amounts to 311 staff promoted to the professorial rank. We are also introducing emeritus professorship and distinguished professorship into our university. The University of Uyo has been specially blessed with a rich constellation of academic staff who have made their marks in diverse fields, nationally and internationally. Very many of these have made outstanding individuals' contribution to the growth of the university and the nation, and are still poised to do even more for the institution, especially if given the platform within the university to continue to do so. In consideration of this, and also to set a target for the younger academics to aspire towards the management of the university, took the bold step of according some of these outstanding members of staff two different categories of recognition, namely, number one, emeritus professorship, and second, as number two, distinguished professorship. Sequel to this, the Senate of University of Uyo has approved of the conferment of the status of emeritus professor and distinguished professor on first batch of its serving members of staff. Accordingly, Professor Akpan Hoganegbo, a former Vice Chancellor of University of Uyo and a globally acclaimed economist, was awarded emeritus professor. Truly, it will be decorated at appropriate time. Also in the all right, during the decoration, you hear a little more about him during the citation. In a similar vein, the award of distinguished professor was conferred on number one, Professor Enefiok E. Essien, a legal luminary and a senior advocate of Nigeria, who is the immediate past Vice Chancellor of our great university. Also to be conferred with Distinguished Professors Award is Professor Godfrey O. Udo, an expert in estate management, who is also a former Deputy Vice Chancellor of Administration of our great university. Third and the last but not the least is Professor Enobasi E. Ura, a widely acclaimed linguist, the current Director of School of Basic Studies, and a former Dean of Arts, University of Uyo. Like I said, you will know and hear more about them when they'll be presented and be corrected. We have had some landmark achievement in the universities in the area of accreditation. I don't want to bore you about it. It's there. We also maintain and improve on the standard of our inaugural and public lecture. Let me say that an inaugural lecture, as we know, is a public academic ceremony. So celebrate the appointment of a lecturer to the terminal rank of a professor. The lecture is an occasion and opportunity for a newly promoted professor to share his or her achievement in the research, engagement, community service, and teaching activities before an audience of members of the university community and the general public. May I state that not all lecturers rise to the enviable class, a class ceiling of full professorship, and not all full professors are, by dint of circumstances, are opportune to present an inaugural lecture. Since I assumed office as the Vice Chancellor, there have been inaugural lectures on a monthly basis, and as at last month, we had our 106th inaugural lecture. Let me, at this juncture, thank very specially the group of teaching and non-teaching colleagues who came together under the umbrella of Friends of Professor Nyaoron Dayo to establish a lecture series under that name. I especially appreciate the effort of the pioneer Dean of Management Sciences and former Chairman Committee of Friends, Professor Professor Isaac Ayandele, and of course, his core friends who initiated and have sustained the series so far. Thus far, 3 thrilling lectures have already been given. And it's hoped that the series of lecture will continue. Because each time it's presented, it ignites intellectual effervescence in the university through research and scholarly calisthenics. Many other faculties, departments have also packaged and put forward public lectures that have generated public discourse. It's my hope, as I appreciate them, that they will sustain same. Many prizes, donation, honors, recognition, and conferments have been put in place. There are many, I don't want to bore you about it, but let me just mention the first year that on the 6th of November 2022, Dr. Eniek Animo Peter of Department of Anatomy, Faculty of Basic Medical Sciences, donated 3 industrial fume extractors. Thank you. With 1,000 installation capacity each, and carried out the plumbing of the laboratory. I think it deserves another round of applause. Thank you. If we go through all, we may not have, but let's look at the last 2 on page 34 and 35. All right. That on Monday, October 21st, the royal family of late Obong Ndayo Nyaodo instituted a prize of 50,000 naira for the best graduate in the Faculty of Agriculture in honor of one of their patriarchs, an industrial son, late Obong Inouye Ndayo, the first chief agricultural officer in the then southeastern state, and a pioneer general manager of Cross River Basin Development Authority. Also, Professor Trenchard Okunibia, a retired professor of soil science in our great institution, has instituted an award of 50,000 naira for the best graduating student in the Department of Soil Science for a period of 10 years at first instance. There are other events that took place. They range from serial number 1 to 24, that's page 36 to 40. I don't think I should bore you about that. So when you are free, you can take a look at it. All right, let's look at the convocation itself. By the special grace of God, the University of Uyo is graduating a grand total of 12,200 and just a moment, please. 12,450, please. 12,450 graduates. And a breakdown shows that under postgraduate level, doctoral degrees are 313. Master's degree is 608. And postgraduate diploma, 246, adding up to make 1,167. For undergraduate level, for the 2 sessions, that's talking about 2020, 2021, and 2021, 2022, we have bachelor's degree for the combined for the 2 years sessions as 10,835. Diploma for the 2 sessions, 411. Certificate for the 2 sessions is 37, all amounting to 11,283. A further breakdown of the total number of undergraduate results for the 2 sessions revealed the following. That for first class, combining the 2, we have 174. For second class, upper division, we have 4,043. For second class, lower division, we have 5,231. For third class, we have 893. For pass, we have 494. All adding to, like I said, that's combining the postgraduate and undergraduate, 12,450. May I therefore use the opportunity to specially facilitate all graduates, parents, guardians, and indeed all of us for this great achievement. I urge you and pray for you that you shall remain divine tools of blessings and great ambassadors of your family, or to your family, your community, University of Uyo, Nigeria, and the world at large. Continue to fly the flag of University of Uyo, fly it well, and ensure that wherever you are, you remember that University of Uyo is a brand, so you have to preserve it. As a father, I stand here to declare that it is truly well with you and your neighbors in the name of Jesus Christ. There will be a word of honorary degrees. I don't want to bore you about it. You hear about it, but let me mention that there are 3. The first is the Chief Daniel Afiakure. He is a chairman of Root Care Pharmaceutical. He was born into the family of late Chief Daniel Afiakure of Ubororo, Urefonruko, local government area in Akwa Ibom State, on 13th February 1958. I don't want to bother you about that. You will hear more when it's appropriate. We are going to also confer honorary degree on Mrs. Alima Sadiya Suleiman. She is one of the most celebrated and sought after icons in the secular world who has carved a niche for herself. She holds a master's degree in tech management from the Federal University of Dutse. She hails from Jigawa State in Nigeria. She is Nigeria's former ambassador to Equatorial Guinea. Again, you will hear more when it's appropriate. We also have Dr. Itawan James. Itawan James was originally from Ikot Inyangabia in Okanafon local government area. But now it's an indigene of Ibesigbo local government area by reason of marriage. She lives with her family in East Valley, California, USA. Dr. Ita is a registered nurse, an educationist, a public health practitioner, a health consultant, an entrepreneur, and a positive change agent. Again, you hear more when it is appropriate. Well, I want to look at 1 or 2 challenges that face us that we cannot truly run away from. First is funding. The University of Uyo is not insulated from the funding challenges facing most public institutions of learning in the country. But the situation here is a little special, mainly because of the federal government's inability to avail the university of the take-off grants since 1991, when the university became a federal institution. As a result, the university has been spreading thinly whatever resources it gets across the provision of major capital projects and the recruitment of recurrent expenditure on routine running costs. The situation has been further aggravated by the positive development of increasing attractiveness of candidates to the institution for admission. In some of the courses for the current admission exercise, for instance, the cutoff mark is well over 300. Let me therefore use the occasion to repeat my appeal to the government. I hope my minister is listening. At all levels, organizations and individuals, corporate bodies, alumni, and other associations to come to the aid of the university in whichever capacity and whichever way they can to enable us sustain our commitment to the provision of high-quality tertiary education for our yearning young ones. It's necessary to place on record that the last petition panel did not only sympathize with the University of Uyo on this, but also made special requests and recommendations to federal government to address the situation. Starving had been also a problem, not only to the University of Uyo. Starving at various levels and categories has been a disquieting challenge facing the university. Academic members of staff, for instance, have continued to dwindle in numbers, either due to retirement, relocation to places outside the country, under the Jagba issue syndrome where we know, switching to private sector, debt, or going into politics. Especially affected are the lower cadre, a situation which has made most of the departments to become top-heavy and bottom near empty, in view of the shifting of responsibility to recruit staff to other authorities outside the university system. This situation has brought a lot of stress on the few existing members of staff who are being overworked in view of the ever-increasing student intake. This is why I, on behalf of University of Uyo community, thank the federal government for delinking the university to IPPIS, under which regime recruitment of new members of staff experience unprecedented bottlenecks. It's my hope that that will come very, very soon. It is my prayer that the true return to the status quo ante be quickened, that the University of Uyo, so that the University of Uyo, like other universities in the country, can have a new lease of life with regards to having. Let me further appeal to the federal government to graciously complete the good job of releasing the balance of the withheld staff salary on account of the 2022 strike by staff. It is my belief that in the absence of every other incentive, this gesture will certainly boost the morale of staff remaining in the university. I am happy to report that even my own was I don't want to say 6, but I have gotten 1 month, so there's hope that we'll have more. All right. So encroachment on University of Uyo land had been a problem. The university remains grateful to the federal government for the financial support through TETFund towards commencement of the provision of a perimeter fence to check the encroachment on land by some members of the host communities. However, the escalating inflation has drastically reduced the value of the support received, and this has left the university stranded midway in the execution of these projects. I therefore repeat my appeal to the federal government to ramp up its financial support to the institution to enable us solve this nagging problem once and for all time. Let me use the opportunity to appreciate the Chancellor and Chairman of the combined 29th and 30th Convocation ceremony. Ladies and gentlemen, to round up this address, let me also permit me to once again thank the Almighty God for His grace and mercy, which has prevailed throughout the course of this historic. I am equally most grateful to the visitor of our great university, the Minister of Education, the Executive Secretary of National University Commission, the Chancellor of the University of Uyo, and Emir of Adeja, His Royal Highness Alhaji Abubakar Maje, CON, for always being there for the university as a good father. I appreciate on behalf of the University of Uyo the interventions and the general goodwill of Governor of Akwa Ibom State, His Excellency Pastor Dr. Basi Umoino, and the members of his cabinet and other arms of government of Akwa Ibom State for many reasons, including sustenance of peace within the state. I am also thankful to the Pro-Chancellor for the zeal and warmth he has displayed towards the elevation of University of Uyo to greater heights since he assumed office just a few months ago. The same gratitude goes to the members of Governing Council, the Convocation Lecturer, and distinguished honorees, the past Vice Chancellors, and distinguished honorees. The past Chancellors are highly appreciated for their support. I appreciate the University of Uyo alumni, our special donors, the representative of the Tertiary Education Trust Fund, principal officers of the University of Uyo, members of Senate, deans and directors, staff and students, parents and guardians, members of the Convocation Planning Committee, members of the press, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I want to wish you all journey mercies when you finish and retire in the name of Jesus Christ. Thank you for listening.
Let's celebrate this milestone and this great landmark and the achievements of our Vice Chancellor during this season. Let's applaud him once again. Thank you so much. Dear Vice Chancellor, I need to respectfully call on Vice Chancellors of other universities to present their messages and goodwill messages, facilitations and goodwill messages for this combined convocation. Please, if the Vice Chancellors of other universities are around, I want to respectfully call you up here as you come up to present your goodwill message. Let's welcome them.
On behalf of the Vice Chancellor, Rivers State University, I'm Professor Umbo Pepple, Deputy Vice Chancellor Academic. I have a representative and wish you the very best. This will be presented to you. By the grace of God, this is not from a university. It is from College of Education affiliated to University of Uyo. I'm talking about College of Education of Faransé. This is a goodwill message. I write on behalf of management, staff, and students of College of Education of Faransé to warmly congratulate the Vice Chancellor, Professor Yaudo Ndayo, the University Council, management, staff, and students on the occasion of the 29th and 30th combined convocation ceremonies of the University of Uyo. Dear Vice Chancellor, sir, you have been a high point of inspiration to us in College of Education of Faransé, being under your supervision as the parent chief executive. We are therefore delighted to associate with you in the remarkable milestone that your administration has achieved, both in the University of Uyo and in the committee of its affiliate institutions, to which our college belongs. Today, our first batch of graduates from the College of Education of Faransé, currently on compulsory national service, is part of the 29th and 30th Convocation of the University of Uyo. As both sets of graduates file out for honors today, I also celebrate them for their proper conduct to be worthy ambassadors of the public. May God's presence, blessings, and wisdom continue to be sufficient to you as you pilot the affairs of the University of Uyo for greater glory to God and the overall benefits to humanity. Congratulations, sir.
From the Provost, the Apostolic Church Theological Seminary, Amomara, Mbise, Imo State, to the Vice Chancellor, University of Uyo, Akwa Ibom State, congratulatory message. On behalf of the Apostolic Church Theological Seminary, Amomara, Mbise, Imo State, an affiliate of the University of Uyo, Akwa Ibom State, we write to congratulate the University of Uyo, our parent institution, on the occasion of her 29th and 30th Convocation ceremonies of the institution. The relationship between the seminary and the University of Uyo through the Department of Religious and Cultural Studies over the years have resulted in molding men and women for the society and the kingdom of God. This affiliation, which the seminary has been privileged to benefit from the academic activities of the University of Uyo, is believed to be achieving the purpose of her establishment. To the graduates, this is the beginning of your impact to God and humanity as you utilize the knowledge gained in the university to change the face of the society. You shall not die young until you have made indelible positive marks in your career and area of discipline. Congratulations.
Mr. Vice Chancellor, permit me to stand on existing protocol. From the University of Africa, Torodua, by SSC, we congratulate you. Thank you very much.
Good afternoon, sirs. On behalf of the management, the Maritime Academy of Nigeria, and Director Commander Duja Efedua, I'm here to identify the success leadership of the entire University of Uyo community and the Vice Chancellor in particular. May I present this award on behalf of our Rector to the Vice Chancellor, please.
Let's celebrate Vice Chancellors of other universities that are here. We also received from Samuel Bill Theological College at Tabak their felicitation. Thank you, sir. We move into award of diplomas and certificates. The visitors, the Chancellor, sir, Your Excellencies, Your Highnesses, Honorable Ministers and Commissioners, Members of Senate, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I now call upon the Dean, Faculty of Agriculture, to present the candidates who have satisfied the requirements of the statutes and regulations of University of Uyo, and who have been found worthy both in character and in learning to be awarded the diploma of the University of Uyo. The Dean, sir.
Will all the graduates in the Faculty of Agriculture for the award of diplomas please stand? What are they? Chancellor, sir. In the name of the Faculty of Agriculture, and by the authority of Senate, I have the honor to present to you these persons who have successfully completed their diploma examinations in the university, in this university. Those present and those who for good cause are unavoidably absent, and for whom who have been found worthy, both in character and in learning, for the award of diplomas of the University of Uyo in the relevant courses.
By the authority invested those who are unavoidably absent, for whom the Dean stands proxy, the diplomas of the University of Uyo in your relevant courses.
The visitors, the Chancellor, Your Excellencies, Your Highnesses, Honorable Minister, Commissioners, members of Senate, and distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I now call upon the Dean Faculty of Arts to present the candidates who have satisfied the requirements of the statutes and regulations of the University of Uyo, who have been found worthy both in character and in learning to be awarded the diploma and certificates of University of Uyo. The Dean, sir.
Graduates in the Faculty of Arts for the award of diplomas and certificates, please stand. No, sir. In the name of the Faculty of Arts and by the authority of Senate, I have the honor to present to you these persons who have successfully completed their diploma and certificate examinations in the university, those present and those who for good cause are unavoidably absent, and for whom I stand proxy, who have been found worthy both in character and in learning for the award of diplomas and certificates of the University of Uyo in the relevant courses.
By the authority invested in me as a Chancellor, I award you all present and those who are unavoidably absent, for whom the Dean stands proxy, the diploma and certificate of the University of Uyo in your relevant courses.
The visitor, the Chancellor, Your Excellencies, Your Highnesses, Honorable Minister and Commissioner, members of Senate, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I now call on the Dean, Faculty of Management Science, to present the candidates who had satisfied the requirements of the statutes and present the candidates who have satisfied the requirements and statutes and regulations of University of Uyo, who have been found worthy both in character and in learning to be awarded the diploma of the University of Uyo. The Dean, sir.
Will all the graduates in the Faculty of Management Sciences for the award of diplomas please stand? Chancellor, sir, in the name of the Faculty of Management Sciences and by the authority of Senate, I have the honor to present to you these persons who have successfully completed their diploma examinations in the university. Those present and those who, for good cause, are unavoidably absent, and for whom I stand proxy, who have been found worthy both in character and in learning for the award of diplomas of the University of Uyo in their relevant courses.
By the authority vested in me as a Chancellor, I award you all present and those who are unavoidably absent for whom the Dean stands proxy, the diplomas of the University of Uyo in your relevant courses.
Let's give an applause to those that have been awarded. Don't be tired of clapping. You're celebrating yourself. Today is a day of celebration. The visitor, the Chancellor, Your Excellencies, Your Highnesses, Honorable Minister and Commissioner, members of Senate, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I now call upon the Dean, Faculty of Education, to present the candidates who have been satisfied with the requirements of the statutes and regulations of University of Uyo, who have been found worthy both in character and in learning to be awarded the diploma of the University of Uyo. The Dean, sir. The Dean, ma'am.
Will all the graduates in the Faculty of Education for the award of diplomas please stand? Chancellor, sir, in the name of the Faculty of Education and by the authority of Senate, I have the honor to present to you these persons who have successfully completed their diploma examinations in the university. Those present and those who, for good cause, are unavoidably absent and for whom I stand proxy, who have been found worthy both in character and in learning for the award of diplomas of the University of Uyo in the relevant courses.
By the authority vested in me as Chancellor, I award you all present and those who are unavoidably absent for whom the Dean stands proxy, the diplomas of the University of Uyo in your relevant courses.
The visitor, the Chancellor, Your Excellencies, Your Highnesses, Honorable Ministers and Commissioners, members of Senate and distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I now call on the Dean, Faculty of Law, to present the candidates who have satisfied the requirements of the statutes and regulations of University of Uyo and who have been found worthy both in character and in learning to be awarded the diploma of the University of Uyo. The Dean, ma'am.
Will all the graduates in the Faculty of Law for the award of diplomas please stand? Chancellor, sir, in the name of the Faculty of Law and by the authority of Senate, I have the honor to present to you these persons who have successfully completed their diploma examinations in the university, those present, and those who for good cause are unavoidably absent and for whom I stand proxy, who have been found worthy both in character and in learning for the award of diplomas of the University of Uyo in the relevant courses.
By the authority vested in me as the Chancellor, I award you all present and those who are unavoidably absent, for whom the Dean stands proxy, the diplomas of the University of Uyo in your relevant courses.
The visitor, the Chancellor, Your Excellencies, Your Highnesses, Honorable Ministers and Commissioners, members of Senate and distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I now call on the Dean, Faculty of Social Sciences, to present the candidates who have satisfied the requirements and the statutes and regulations of University of Uyo and have been found worthy both in character and in learning to be awarded the diploma of the University of Uyo. The Dean, sir.
Will all the graduates of the Faculty of Social Sciences for the award of diplomas please stand? Chancellor, sir, in the name of the Faculty of Social Sciences and by the authority of Senate, I have the honor to present to you these persons who have successfully completed their diploma examinations in the university. Those present and those who for good cause are unavoidably absent and for whom I stand proxy, who have been found worthy both in character and in learning for the award of diplomas of the University of Uyo in the relevant courses.
By the authority vested in me as Chancellor, I award you all present and those who are unavoidably absent, for whom the Dean stands proxy, the diplomas of the University of Uyo in your relevant courses.
Let's celebrate all our diplomas graduates. We want to admit the graduates into the first degrees. Admission to first degrees. Chancellor, sir, I call upon the deans of the following faculties to present their students who have satisfied the requirements prescribed by the Senate of University of Uyo and who have been found worthy both in character and in learning to be admitted to first degrees of University of Uyo. I will start with the Dean. May I now call on the Dean, Faculty of Agriculture, to present the graduates. The Dean, sir.
Will all the graduates of the Faculty of Agriculture please stand? Chancellor, sir, in the name of the Faculty of Agriculture and by the authority of Senate, I present the following graduates whose names appear on the list hereinafter. Those present and those absent for whom I stand proxy, who have been found worthy, both in character and learning, to be admitted to the degrees of Bachelor of Agriculture, the University of Uyo, as the case may be.
By the authority invested in me as Chancellor, I admit you all, those present and those unavoidably absent, for whom the Dean stands proxy to the degrees of Bachelor of Agriculture, the University of Uyo, as the case may be.
May I respectfully call upon the Dean, Faculty of Arts, to present the graduates.
Will all the graduates of the Faculty of Arts please stand? Chancellor, sir, in the name of the Faculty of Arts and by the authority of Senate, I present the following graduates whose names appear on the list hereinafter, those present and absent, for whom I stand proxy, who have been found worthy, both in character and in learning, to be admitted to the degrees of Bachelor of Arts of the University of Uyo.
By the authority vested in me as a Chancellor, I admit you all, those present and those unavoidably absent, for whom the Dean stands proxy to the degrees of Bachelor of Arts of University of Uyo.
May I call upon the Dean, Faculty of Basic Medical Sciences, to present the graduates.
Will all the graduates of the Faculty of Basic Medical Sciences please stand? Chancellor, sir, in the name of the Faculty of Basic Medical Sciences and by the authority of the Senate, I present the following graduates whose names appear on the list hereinafter. Those present and those absent for whom I stand proxy, who have been found worthy both in character and in learning
to be admitted degrees of Bachelor of Science in Human Anatomy, Biochemistry, and Physiology of the University of Uyo. By the authority vested in me as Chancellor, I admit you all, those present and those unavoidably absent, for whom the Dean stand proxy, to the degrees of Bachelor of Science in Anatomy, Medical Biochemistry, and Physiology of University of Uyo.
May I call on the Dean, Faculty of Biological Science, to present his graduates.
Will all the students, all the graduates of the Faculty of Biological Sciences please stand? Chancellor, sir, in the name of the Faculty of Biological Sciences and by the authority of Senate, I present the following graduates whose names appear on the list hereinafter, those present and those absent for whom I stand proxy, who have been found worthy both in character and learning to be admitted into the degrees of Bachelor of Science in Biochemistry, Animal and Environmental Biology, Botany and Ecological Studies, and Microbiology of the University of Uyo, as the case may be.
By the authority vested in me as Chancellor, I admit you all, those present and those unavoidably absent, for whom the Dean stand proxy, to the degrees of Bachelor of Science in Biochemistry, Animal and Environmental Biology, Botany and Ecological Studies, and Microbiology of the University of Uyo, as the case may be.
May I call on the Dean, Faculty of Clinical Sciences, to present his graduates. The Dean, sir.
Will all the graduates of the Faculty of Clinical Sciences please stand? Thank you very much. Chancellor, sir. In the name of the Faculty of Clinical Sciences and by the authority of Senate, I present the following graduates whose names appear on the list hereinafter, those present and those absent for whom I stand proxy, who have been found worthy both in character and in learning to be admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Medicine, Bachelor of Surgery, MBBS of the University of Uyo. I think before we admit her, she deserves some commendation. So, Registrar, ensure that you do that. I'm happy to see you. By the authority vested in me as Chancellor, I admit you all present and those unavoidably absent, for whom the Dean stand proxy, to the degree of Bachelor of Medicine and Bachelor of Surgery, MBBS, of University of Uyo.
May I call on the Dean, Faculty of Communication and Media Studies, to present his graduates. The Dean, sir.
Will all the graduates of the Faculty of Communication and Media Studies please stand? Chancellor, sir, in the name of the Faculty of Communication and Media Studies, and by the authority of Senate, I present the following graduates whose names appear on the list hereinafter, those present and those absent, for whom I stand proxy, and who have been found worthy, both in character and learning, to be admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Community Studies of the University of Uyo.
By the authority vested in me as Chancellor, I admit you all, those present and those unavoidably absent, for whom the Dean stands proxy to the degree of Bachelor of Communication and Media Studies of the University of Uyo.
May I call on the Dean, Faculty of Computing, to present her graduates. The Dean, ma'am.
Will all the graduates of the Faculty of Computing please stand? The Chancellor, in the name of the Faculty of Computing and by the authority of the Senate, I present the following graduates whose names appear on the list hereafter. Those present and those absent, for whom I stand proxy, who have been found worthy both in character and in learning to be admitted to the degrees of Bachelor of Computer Science, Cyber Security, Data Science, Information Systems, and Software Engineering of the University of Uyo, as the case may be.
By the authority vested in me as Chancellor, I admit you all, those present and those unavoidably absent, for whom the Dean stands proxy, to the degrees of Bachelor of Communication, Computer Science, Cyber Security, Data Science, Information and Software Engineering of the University of Uyo, as the case may be.
May I call on the Dean, Faculty of Education, to present her graduates. The Dean, ma'am.
Will all the graduates of the Faculty of Education please stand? Chancellor, sir, in the name of the Faculty of Education and by the authority of Senate, I present the following graduates whose names appear on the list hereafter, those present and those absent, for whom I stand proxy, who have been found worthy both in character and in learning to be admitted to the degrees of Bachelor of Arts Education, Bachelor of Science Education, or Bachelor of Education of the University of Uyo, as the case may be.
By the authority vested in me as Chancellor, I admit you all, those present and those unavoidably absent, for whom the Dean stands proxy, to the degrees of Bachelor of Arts Education, Bachelor of Science Education, and Bachelor of Education of the University of Uyo, as the case may be.
May I call on the Dean, Faculty of Engineering, to present his graduates. The Dean, sir.
Will all the graduates of the Faculty of Engineering please stand? Chancellor, sir, in the name of the Faculty of Engineering and by the authority of the Senate, I present the following graduates whose names appear on the list hereinafter. Those present and those absent, for whom I stand proxy, who have been found worthy both in character and in learning to be admitted to the degrees of Bachelor of Engineering of the University of Uyo.
By the authority vested in me as Chancellor, I admit you all, those present and those unavoidably absent, for whom the Dean stands proxy, to the degrees of Bachelor of Engineering of the University of Uyo.
May I call on the Dean, Faculty of Environmental Studies, to present the graduates.
Will all the graduates of the Faculty of Environmental Studies please stand? Chancellor, sir, in the name of the Faculty of Environmental Studies and by the authority of Senate, I present the following graduates whose names appear on the list hereinafter, those present and those absent, for whom I stand proxy, who have been found worthy both in character and in learning, to be admitted to the degrees of Bachelor of Arts in Fine and Industrial Arts, Bachelor of Architecture, Bachelor of Urban and Regional Planning, Bachelor of Science in Estate Management, Building, Geoinformatics and Surveying, and Quantity Surveying of the University of Uyo.
By the authority vested in me as the Chancellor, I admit you all, those present and those unavoidably absent, for whom the Dean stands proxy, to the degrees of Bachelor of Arts in Fine and Industrial Arts, Bachelor of Architecture, Bachelor of Urban and Regional Planning, Bachelor of Science in Estate Management, Land Surveying, and Quantity Surveying of the University of Uyo.
May I call on the Dean, Faculty of Law, to present the graduates of the faculty. The Dean, ma'am.
Will all the graduates of the Faculty of Law please stand? Chancellor, sir, in the name of the Faculty of Law and by the authority of Senate, I present the following graduates whose names appear on the list hereinafter, those present and those absent, for whom I stand proxy, who have been found worthy, both in character and in learning, to be admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Law of the University of Uyo.
By the authority vested in me as Chancellor, I admit you all, those present and those unavoidably absent, for whom the Dean stands proxy, to the degree of Bachelor of Law of the University of Uyo.
May I call on the Dean, Faculty of Management Sciences, to present the graduates from the faculty.
Will all the graduates of the Faculty of Management Sciences please stand? Chancellor, sir, in the name of the Faculty of Management Sciences and by the authority of the Senate, I present the following graduates whose names appear on the list hereinafter. Those present and those absent for whom I stand proxy, who have been found worthy both in character and in learning to be admitted to the degrees of Bachelors of Sciences in Accounting, Banking and Finance, Business Management, Marketing and Insurance of the University of Uyo.
By the authority vested in me as Chancellor, I admit you all, those present and those unavoidably absent, for whom the Dean stands proxy, to the degrees of Bachelor of Science in Accounting, Banking and Finance, Business Management, Marketing and Insurance of the University of Uyo, as the case may be.
May I call on the Dean, Faculty of Pharmacy, to present graduates from the faculty.
Hold it simple.
Will all graduates of the Faculty of Pharmacy please stand with pharmaceutical precision? Rise. Chancellor, sir, in the name of Faculty of Pharmacy and by the authority of Senate, I present the following graduates whose names appear on the list hereinafter. Those present and those absent for whom I stand proxy, who have been found worthy both in character and in learning to be admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Pharmacy of the University of Uyo.
By the authority vested in me as Chancellor, I admit you all, those present and those unavoidably absent, for whom the Dean stands proxy, to the degree of Bachelor of Pharmacy of the University of Uyo.
May I call on the Dean, Faculty of Physical Sciences, to present the graduates from the faculty.
Will all graduates of the Faculty of Physical Sciences please stand? Chancellor, sir, in the name of the Faculty of Physical Sciences and by the authority of Senate, I present the following graduates whose names appear on the list hereinafter. Those present and those absent for whom I stand proxy, who have been found worthy both in character and in learning to be admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Science in Chemistry, Mathematics, Physics, and Statistics of the University of Uyo, as the case may be.
By the authority vested in me as Chancellor, I admit you all, those present and those unavoidably absent, for whom the Dean stands proxy, to the degrees of Bachelor of Science in Chemistry, Geoscience, Mathematics, Physics, and Statistics of the University of Uyo, as the case may be.
I call on the Dean, Faculty of Social Sciences, to present the graduates from the faculty. The Dean, sir.
Will all graduates of the Faculty of Social Sciences please stand? Chancellor, sir, in the name of the Faculty of Social Sciences and by the authority of Senate, I present the following graduates whose names appear on the list hereinafter. Those present and those absent, for whom I stand proxy, who have been found worthy, both in character and in learning, to be admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Science of the University of Uyo.
By the authority vested in me as Chancellor, I admit you all, those present and those unavoidably absent, for whom the Dean stands proxy, to the degree of Science of the University of Uyo.
Let's celebrate the graduates. We want to call on our alumni president, Right Honorable Onofiok Luke, to receive the graduates into the Alumni Association of the university.
To God Almighty, the creator of heaven and earth, we give him all the glory in the mighty name of Jesus. May all the graduates please stand. The visitor to this university, Mr. Chancellor, sir, Your Excellencies, my Lord, spiritual and temporal, Your Highnesses, honorable ministers and commissioners, members of the governing council and Senate, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I have the honor and privilege on behalf of the National Executive Council of the University of Uyo Alumni Association to administer this oath of allegiance. And please, you repeat after me. Where you see the dotted line, you insert your full name. I do solemnly swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to the University of Uyo Alumni Association, that I will preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution of the University of Uyo Alumni Association, that I will keep alive the ideals of the association as enshrined in its motto, and that I will promote the good of the association at all times. So help me God. By the powers conferred on me by the National Executive Council, I receive you all into the Alumni Association of the University of Uyo.
Congratulations. You may take your seats. We are moving into academic prizes and awards. I'll call on the University Prize, then the Deans of Faculty. Please, let's continue. Music. Thank you, Music Department. We want to continue with the University Prize for 2020 and 2021 session, the best graduating students. There were two. We will mention their names. With the same CGPA, they will come here and receive for 2021. They will come and receive these certificates. Then for the best graduating students, still two students, one will read the valedictory speech for us for 2021-2022. So, University Prize, best graduating student with 4.75, first class honors. First in music, Nsika, Essien Nsika Rabasi, don't sit. Let's celebrate him. Let's wait for him to come. Essien Nsika Rabasi, don't sit. The second person, Ebong, you don't sit, Victor. The second person from Science Education Integrated Science, Ebong, you don't sit, Victor, is she or he? First class honors. Let's celebrate them for 2020-2021 academic year, the University Prize.
because there was no victor, no vanquish. That's why they're having this celebration to hand over this to you on behalf of the university. They say this caravan, praying and looking like you continue to use the best wherever you find yourself. And everyone, you don't want to victor, proving that what a man can do, a woman can also do. Our prayer is that you continue to excel wherever you find yourself. And then so that you continue to console us. You don't want to, are you there? There's victor in your name. Am I right? So continue to serve here and thereafter. Congratulations.
We also present the best graduating students for 2021-2022. There are two, Etim Torobasi, Jeremiah. Both had 4.82. First class honors. Etim Charles, Faculty of Engineering, both of them. Faculty of Engineering, Computer Engineering and Mechanical Engineering. Let's celebrate Faculty of Engineering, the best all-round students.
Etim Torobasi, Jeremiah, am I right? It's actually time to praise the Lord. All right, and Etim Charles. So whatever is the case, it's Etim in the two names. So Etim, I may have to change my name to Etim, but I will change. We are happy that you came, you saw, you have conquered. Our prayer, truly an earnest one indeed, is for you to continue to excel and beam the name of the university positively wherever you find yourself. Congratulations.
The two of them will come over to this side. One of them will read the valedictory. So just come. Let's celebrate two of them.
His Excellency, the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, the Chancellor of the University of Uyo, ably represented by the Vice Chancellor of the University, Professor Nyaudo Ndayu, the Pro-Chancellor, Professor Zubairu Abdallah, then the Vice Chancellor himself, Professor Nyaudo Ndayu, and other management staff of this great university. All other protocols duly observed. Dear esteemed faculty, proud parents, sponsors, and my fellow graduates, today we gather to celebrate not only our achievements, but also the collective journey that has brought us to this moment. Standing here as valedictorians of the 29th and 30th combined convocation ceremony of this prestigious institution, we are honored to represent the hard work, resilience, and dedication that each of you has shown over these years. Reflecting on our time at the university, we recognize the challenges that has helped shape us, from complex projects and late nights of study to intense weeks of exams. Every trial strengthened us in ways we couldn't have anticipated. We have learned the true meaning of perseverance, knowing that nothing worth achieving comes without a high level of commitment and determination, which we were able to foster here. Through these experiences, we have each been reminded of an essential truth. Remember why you started. For each of us, that initial passion and drive are what carried us through even the hardest days. Stoicism teaches us to focus on what we can control, which are our efforts, our attitude, and our perseverance. And that's exactly what we did through every challenge. Each setback builds resilience, reminding us that nothing worth achieving comes easy. This journey has also reminded us that our efforts alone did not bring us here. Without God's guidance and grace, none of this would have been possible. Proverbs 16 verse 3 tells us, commit to the Lord whatever you do, and He will establish your plans. It is a reminder of His strength we gain from our faith, a strength that sustained us and will continue to guide us as we move forward. We are deeply grateful to everyone who has supported us along the way. To our parents and lecturers, thank you for your dedication, guidance, and always challenging us to reach our full potential. To the management and administrative staff of the University of Uyo, thank you for all you do to keep our university running smoothly. To our friends and classmates, thank you for the comrade spirit, the laughter, the fun, the support. These friendships are some of the greatest gifts we'll carry forward. Special thanks goes to the Dean, Faculty of Engineering, Professor Akindele Alonge, the heads of departments and lecturers in the Faculty of Engineering, most especially Mechanical and Computer Engineering. Thank you for your commitment and purposeful leadership. Your efforts played a crucial role in our achievements. We also owe a debt of gratitude to these scholarship bodies from which many of us here are beneficiaries, such as the Federal Scholarship Board, the Kwabum State Government Scholarship, Total Energies, Shell, MTN Foundation, Petroleum Technology Development Fund, PTDF, Chevron, Wells Mountain Initiative USA, Guinness Nigerian PLC, Jimovia Foundation, Seplat Energy, Hill City Foundation, Family Empowerment and Youth Reorientation Program, FEREB, Mbogo, Oriental Energy, and lastly, the Obong of Calabar Council Scholarship. Your financial support made our dreams more attainable. Dear graduates, as we move into the next chapter of our lives, let us carry these lessons and instill within us this phrase: to whom much is given, much is expected. Let's stay focused, continue working hard, and trust that each of us has a unique path to follow. And most importantly, let us always remember why we started. To the undergraduates and prospective students here today, remember that your journey is unique. Embrace every challenge and stay committed and focused. For these years will shape you in ways you can't imagine. Keep your passion alive, believing in your abilities, and let every setback strengthen your resolve. Know that with hard work and faith, your dreams are within reach. We look forward to all you will accomplish. Before we close, please join us once again in giving a round of applause to the management of the University of Uyo, our lecturers, the administrative staff, and everyone who has supported us along the way. We wouldn't be here without you. Congratulations, class of 2021 and 2022. We made it. Thank you, and God bless you all.
We have over 4 prizes. We won't be able to call them. That's why the Chancellor has asked that you should meet at the faculty and collect the prizes. For 2021-2022, we have 65 prizes. So please, you will meet at the faculty so that we can save time. Thank you so much. And we wish to congratulate the graduates once again as we are rounding up this ceremony. I have the privilege and honor to call the Chancellor to bring this convocation ceremony close.
Honorable visitor, Your Excellencies, my Lord Spiritual and Temporal, Your Highnesses, members of Governing Council and Senate, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I have the honor to request that the Chancellor declare the 29th and 30th combined convention ceremony closed. And with that, I now declare the 29th and 30th combined convention of University of Uyo closed. Thank you.
The Chancellor, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, with that pronouncement, this event gets to the end. And we want to observe closing formalities, and that we will do in the reverse order. We will pray and then take the songs of loyalties. Thereafter, we recess. The closing prayer will be given by a member of the Governing Council, Professor Solomon, who will give us the closing prayers, and thereafter we take the songs of loyalty. Professor Solomon.
Please, shall we rise for prayers? Father, King of glory, we thank you this day. We thank you for bringing us this far. We thank you for our country, Nigeria. We thank you for our Akwa Ibom State. We thank you for our great university, the University of Uyo. We thank you for all that you have done for the graduates, and we pray and believe that you will take them to higher heights. We are living here. We know that you will take us to the end of this convocation. And as we leave, may we see you in all that we have to do. Take the glory while we have the blessings. This we pray in Jesus' mighty name. Amen.
The University of Uyo anthem, we thank Professor Solomon. dear country. Thank you very much. We remain standing as we recess in the reverse order of procession. The mess bearer, please come. The band give the recessional music. Security men, please make sure the recession is orderly. Restrict movement until the convocation officials have recessed. The music. Diplomas and certificates to the graduates of this university on the occasion of the 29th and 30th combined convocation ceremony of the University of Uyo. We are very pleased with the functionaries of government of the university, the council, the senate, the graduates, the faculty officials, the parents, our friends, and the general public. We are saying that if you didn't attend, we wouldn't have had a very successful outing. Thank you for coming. The Senate is now processing former Vice Chancellor, Professor Nepio-Essien, is interacting with some distinguished members of the Senate because it has been a very happy meeting. Meeting him again with his colleagues has been a wonderful experience. In 2 minutes, Senate is recessing. Some members of Senate, very tall, well-dressed, different colors, beautifying and dignifying Akpan, Director Center for Wetlands, is among those recessing. Vice Chancellors from other universities, provosts from other colleges, members of the affiliate institutions, we thank you for coming. Mrs. Cecilia Chipo, thank you for leading. Mrs. Mary Obut, thank you for leading. All faculty officers, you are wonderful. James Agache, thank you for making it. Professor Ebebe Upong, thank you for making it. Professor Christopher Ikong, Chairman Committee of Deans, thank you for making it. Of course, the band, and thank you. The representative of the Minister for Environment, we thank you for coming. Senior Pastor Salvano Sokafia, we thank you for coming. The very Reverend Dr. Udwang Eshet, thank you for coming. Dr. Ebere Okpore, thank you for making it. The Unuyo Media, the AKBC, the NTA, thank you for making it.